Welcome friends to a Star Wars Legends lore video. Today we're going to look at one of my favourite massively destructive weapons from Star Wars Legends, the Imperial Suncrusher. This was part of a scheme by Grand Moff Tarkin. And in fact the Suncrusher was paid for by money diverted from funds for the first Death Star that were funneled into a project of Grand Moff Tarkin's, the Maw Installation. It was a research facility designed to make super weapons, and it did a pretty good job on that fact. It's hidden amongst a number of black holes close together, so it's very hard to fly there and very hard to spot it. And after the death of Tarkin, something it continues to develop is the Suncrusher. Those in charge of this project at the time are Imperial Admiral Darla and the brainwashed scientist Quizutz. Now the Suncrusher that was being made, it was a prototype, and it was rushed out under the orders of Imperial Darla. The idea behind it is to attack stars. This will cause them to go supernova and devastate the immediate area. It can wipe out an entire system. More specifically, when the star is destroyed, the system it's in is ravaged by intense waves of energy and radiation that can incinerate planets in seconds, so it's going to devastate an entire sector. So if you use it once, like the original Death Star, everyone else is going to be scared of it. And in terms of size, if you think of the size of the original Death Star, I think it's compared to a small moon. This is the size of an X-Wing starfighter. And in a similar vein, it also has a standard hyperdrive fitted. There are laser turrets around the cockpit area, so that any little starfighters can be picked off so it can get to its objective. And it's defended by an incredibly powerful set of armour, pretty unique as far as I'm aware within Legends. It's covered in layers of quantum crystalline armour, impervious to turbo laser blasts and most other conventional weapons. Now, in terms of setting off the destruction of the star, the Suncrusher carries 11 energy resonance torpedoes, and before the ship is launched, these are activated with a resonance energizer and are launched from the bottom of the craft. When they come out, if you're fast enough to notice what they look like, they're ovoid plasma blasts travelling at near light speed velocity. And these were burrowed to burrow straight into a star's core. And there they'll release packs of concentrated energy. This creates a chain reaction in the heart of the star, and then you get the supernova explosion. Now, if not for the interference in the project of Han Solo, the New Republic would not have known about this weapon, and that they were going to use it against Imperial worlds. Admiral Darla is not that aware of the outside world, and she learns about the death of her mentor Moff Tarkin, which causes the attempted launch of the ship. Prior to that, Solo and Kip Doran had been captured and imprisoned in the Maw Installation, and with the aid of the scientist I mentioned earlier, who is in charge of the project and is quite naive, she thinks the weapons had not been made for causing people's deaths. She thinks they've been made for more helpful reasons. Now, Han Solo manages to steal this, and there's quite a lot of going on with Kip Doran at that point, and I'll come to a brief summary of that in a moment. But what happens in the end is New Republic send the Suncrusher into the gas giant Yavin. And the hope behind this is that the planet's atmospheric pressure will crush the weapon. But Kip Doran, under the influence of the dark side of the Force, and he's quite new to the Force during this trilogy, the Jedi Academy trilogy in fact, by Kevin J. Anderson, he manages to rescue the Suncrusher. He intends to use it to exact revenge against the Empire for the losses done to him. The colony of which Kip and his parents were a part were carrying out political activism, and it reached a time when the Empire could no longer tolerate it, and so they struck out at these colonies. Kip's parents were arrested, along with him and his brother. The brother, Zeth, was indoctrinated to be a stormtrooper, and Kip and his parents were imprisoned in the spice mines of Kessel, which is where Solo meets him. Kip's parents did not survive for long. So with the Suncrusher and that motivation, he went on a rampage. This eventually led to the death of an entire system, as we just discussed. He shot a torpedo into the planet Kerida's sun. And eventually the Suncrusher became embroiled in a battle at the Maw Installation, and there it was caught in the gravitational pull of a black hole. Duran escaped, but the Suncrusher was finally destroyed. And to be more specific, the Essential Guide tells us that Kip Joran escaped the Suncrusher's destruction in one of these super weapons, small message pods designed to deliver droids and secret communiques to Imperial forces. Now, Kip Joran, for the death of those people in that star system, was trained by Luke, and he eventually realised his guilt. He goes to the Maw Installation and then faces down against a Death Star prototype. He's able to destroy it, and then afterwards, for his own redemption, destroys, as we discussed, the Suncrusher. And that, friends, is where I'll end today's video.